It is reported that there are over 750,000 teen pregnancies per year, and that 1/4 of sexually active teenagers will contract an STD this year. Out of the 19 million STD reports per year, nearly 50% of those are from people aged 15 through 24. That's 26,000 young adults per week, not including those unreported. As a student from an abstinence-only high school, I witnessed at least 2 pregnancies per year out of a school of less than 1,000 students, and that's not taking into account miscarriages and abortions. Sex education is unfortunately a necessary subject in all middle schools and high schools in America. The Center for Disease Control estimates that in 2008, 26% of American girls aged 14 through 19 were infected with one of the 4 most common STDs, and those include the human papillomavirus, or HPV, chlamydia, syphilis, and gonorrhea. HPV alone is reported to affect 18% of young women. HPV can lead to cervical cancer and infertility in women, and most are unaware that they even have it. The CDC also estimates that 1/3 of sexually active girls under 20 will become pregnant this year. In 2006, over 430,000 U.S. births were to girls aged 15 through 19. Teen mothers are expected to receive low test scores, have a higher rate of dropping out of high school, and will are more likely to become and remain single parents. The U.S. has a higher than average rate of teen pregnancy, STDs, births, and abortions than most other developed nations in the world. Allowing girls under 18 to legally obtain birth control would help prevent teen pregnancy, but the main problem is lack of proper sex education. Abstinence-only education does not teach about STD prevention or testing and does not teach about contraception. Abstinence-only education teaches students that the only way to avoid pregnancy and STDs are to abstain from sex altogether. Sex education does not condone risky sexual behavior, as most abstinence-only advocates would have you think. However, sex education actually makes students more likely to use contraception when and if they do decide to have premarital sex. Education is a must if we want to raise healthy, responsible young adults. If sex education is not available, STD and teen pregnancy rates will continue to climb. The American Sexually Transmitted Disease Association estimates that in 2025, 50% of American women and 40% of American men will have genital herpes. In order to be sure that your children and your community's children are receiving proper sex education, there are a few things that you can do. First, you can go to your principal of your local school and see what kind of sex education is available to those students. Maybe you can suggest that a representative from Planned Parenthood could come in and talk to an assembly of students. If your principal is unwilling to talk to you or does not have information about sex education in the community, you can try going to the school district to see what their guidelines are and their rules are for sex education in that district. And if all else fails, just talk to your kids about sex. I know that the talk about birds and the bees can be uncomfortable, but the fact is that nobody's talking about it, and that's the problem. Nobody thinks about when and how their kids are learning about sex, and they just assume that they're being responsible, but as the facts show, they're not. So I hope that I've inspired you to consider the facts, and please help us raise responsible teenagers. If you would like more information about STD and teen pregnancy prevention, you can visit www.plannedparenthood.com and www.familyfirstaid.com. Thank you.